I just like 3 weeks ago we did it was me and two buddies, but we ended up training with Hickson, and we took breaks and we're just talking jujitsu and stuff, but 4.5 hours. But it was just like it's not even, maybe my mind's blown, but I haven't processed everything yet. But I think I would think maybe the idea of connection and just taking slack out before you go for a move.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got this thing called connection. So the way that I define it is there's 3 types. A lot of times for you to generate power, you got to really connect to the floor. Like let's say you're trying to do a cross-side escape, and you'll see people flailing their legs. They can't generate any torque. They can't really go anywhere because their foot's slipping. So you really have to connect to the ground on a lot of moves, and standing and like really good solid base. So that's one part of connection. The other part of connection is your body has to connect to itself. And when you can move it as a unit, you can generate a lot more power and stuff like that. Or like, let's say you're laying on your back, your legs are up, you throw your legs down, they hit the mat, and then you try to do a sit up, like your body was disconnected.
Yep.
But if you lock your core, and then you can generate momentum and you can move, and so your body has to connect to itself. And then lastly, one of the most important aspects is you really have to connect to your opponent, because sometimes if your range of motion is this big and there's this gap here, you're actually, you move a foot, but you move the guy like an inch. But if you connect first and you have a firm, there's like no wiggle room, and then you go, their body really goes. Like there's a move I love to show that where if you're, you guys call it cross body, what do you call it? Cross side, cross body, side control, side control. Okay. Your side control, you switch your hips to do that step over to mount.
Yep.
If I want to have my arm under your armpit, right? And if I try to bridge, you just keep your foot planted, and it's impossible to knock the person over. If you've got like wide legs and your feet on the ground, it's like boom. But it's so weird. If you just engage your shoulder and you just kind of move into them first, and you take out all the slack. It's like, even though you're like kind of touching the guy and you're going to explode into him, there's a little bit of slack. So when you take that over, and it's like, you kind of like, it's a teeny bit of strength. It's not like you're straining and like, whatever, but you engage in them. When you bridge, they will 100% just fall over, and you'll see them go like, whoa. And so it's like just all those, taking out the space and all these different moves.